Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Sunday afternoon, and although we had a lovely cool day yesterday with a few drops of rain, I swear I'm still recovering from Friday's trip into Oudtshoorn in that terrible heat. But anyway, let's move on. I am as fed up, I think, of all Harry's court shenanigans as the average Brit. What we, yes, me included, tend to forget is that Harry actually have 5 court cases running simultaneously. Now, if that is not litigious, then I don't know what is. But anyway, so far, at the very least, Harry did not get his way in his libel case against the Mail on Sunday. Old Harry wanted the court to throw out the Mail on Sunday's defence and for the judge then obviously to rule in his favour. But it did not happen. Judge Nicklin ruled that the case should go to trial, and in his report, Judge Nicklin even accused Harry of trying to mislead the public about his willingness to pay for his security. I'm not going to say any more. Just think how much more this bullshittery is going to cost Harry. I hope he has deep, deep pockets because the lawyers alone are going to cost him a good bob at trial. And if he loses, he'll be paying the Mail on Sunday's legal fees as well. Well, I've not heard of any projects for Harry for 2024, so I'm assuming that the money he made with his book Spare will now be largely consumed by legal costs. And for what? Nonsensical, minor ego knocks. And that is it. Most people who appear in court have much, much bigger issues than boo hoo, the Mail said I have a copper bath. Or then boo hoo, the Mail said my security should go to trial. Who cares what the Mail on Sunday said? The Guardian and the Independent had said much worse about other royals, including Harry's father and brother. Who can remember what was said about Camilla in many, and I mean numerous, publications? Did any of them sue? Yes, indeed, William sued once over photographs of Catherine, but although that is understandable, I think even William has, in a way, learned from that experience. It is just not worth it. It takes up precious time and costs a lot of money. Of course, if something is utterly false and causes huge, huge damage to you, your family, and your income, then maybe. But otherwise, just walk away. Most people these days do not take celebrity or then royal articles seriously anymore. We all go, oh, okay. And some of us who have channels like this one may go, oh, let me go check. Newspapers in general have lost a lot of credibility, and quite frankly, in my opinion, a court of law, and in particular a high court, should be preserved for serious criminal matters. I truly think these he said, she said libel and defamation cases do not belong in a high court. I always go, heck, who died? Well, obviously nobody. So wag a finger at them or go have a magistrate decide how much the guilty party should pay the other. That is, I think, good enough. Anyway, old Harry is not in for a penny, in for a pound. He is now in for thousands and thousands of pounds. But enough about that. Does anyone know when there will be a verdict on his security case against Ravik and Home Affairs? I thought about all of this and just me thinking, so do not go and quote me, but I think Harry is a sadist. I think he revels in hurting others. Now, I do not mean physically, although I have heard gossip, but I think Harry is the kind of person who can be emotionally very, very cruel. And I know that I have lost a few subscribers again because I did speak about King Charles again. Well, the truth is the truth. And it is well known that Charles was and could be emotionally very cruel when he was younger. Remember the whatever in love means? Of course, Charles had mellowed over the years, but many people who had known him between his 20s and up to his late 40s and even early 50s have stories to tell about our dear king. And many of these stories are recorded in books like Courtiers by Valentine Lowe and The Rebel King by Tom Bower. Harry, using the Diana card in his case against Ravik and Home Affairs, is cruel. It is cruel towards the royal family, in particular his father and brother, and cruel towards the Spencers. But does Harry even care? No, he does not. He likely has not even thought about it in that way. All he is concerned about is about what he wants. He can use emotional blackmail, he will. However, Harry is indeed wrong in the way he is using Diana's death in his bid to get state funded security. Diana had security that night, although not royal security. The hotel had security, Dodie had security, and she had a bodyguard. But Diana and Dodie made fatal decisions that night. They did, no one else. Muhammad Al Fayed told them to stay in the hotel that night. They were already in the best suite. He told them to stay until morning, but they, for some reason, wouldn't and didn't. No matter what happened or who is responsible for the accident, in some people's minds, it wasn't even an accident. But even so, had Dodie listened to his father and convinced Diana to stay in the hotel that night, it would not have happened, whether she had royal security or not. So Harry and his lawyer is using Diana's death completely out of context. I fully understand there are questions about Diana's death, but security or royal security was only one of many, many, many small, minute little things which all worked together to create the perfect storm that night. We can really, really stretch this out into infinity with what ifs. What if Diana did not go to Paris at all and flew home to her children? What if a different doctor was on duty? What if the ambulance took her to the nearest hospital? Yes, security may have had little, if anything, to do with it. And so too the paparazzi. All of it were just cogs in a much larger wheel, and Harry is cruel to use his mother's death in a bid to manipulate people and the court in giving him what he wants. In my opinion, that is disgusting. Now, I've never looked at the scope of what Harry actually wants in terms of security for him and his family, for him and his family. And I really do not feel like wading through court documents for the finer details. But obviously, he does not just want state security for himself, he wants it for his entire family. So, what do? Oh, they very quickly include Doria as the primary caregiver when they are absent on business, and must I add, vacation. Remember Portugal and St. Vincent? So Harry expects the British taxpayer to pay for the security of a non British citizen, someone who has never paid a single penny tax in the UK, never worked in the United Kingdom, and, in my not so humble opinion, someone who has not proven herself reliable and wholesome enough to be left alone with those children. So, what now? The British taxpayer should now be willing to pay for the welfare of an American citizen, and, well, maybe even two, because I dare you to go find proof that Lily has been registered in the United Kingdom and that she is indeed a dual citizen. I double dare you, because as much as I have tried and others have tried on my behalf, there is no proof whatsoever as far as I am concerned. And until the Crown proves to me that I'm wrong and that Lily is indeed a British citizen, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as all of you should be concerned, Lily is not a British citizen either, and thus should not only not be eligible for state security, but should also not bear the title of princess. So there, wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and as we say in Afrikaans, vat so catvis. Okay, guys, so on that note, happy hunting. I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of what is left of my Sunday. So take care of yourselves. Bye.